Hi. That's amazing. Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is May 29th. And if you are not aware, May is Lupus Awareness Month. And we are doing a mini podcast every day in the month of May. And yeah, we're almost done. Can you believe that? It's crazy. So, if you don't know who I am, my name is Tennille. I help women who've been diagnosed with lupus go from confused and discouraged to healed, hopeful, and in control of the medical narrative. And this month has been crazy. I would love to leave you with today's topic on day 29, flare triggers. So when you first start out in your lupus journey, it's more likely than not that you're not gonna have any kind of idea why things are happening or where things commonly happen. However, the thing that you can control, which I thrive knowing the things that I can control, the thing you can control is knowing when you have a flare coming, the feelings, the things that commonly happen. So, and also you can tell other people, which I love as well. So common flare triggers that are semi-universal are UV light. So not just sunlight, but like light in office buildings or that kind of thing. So UV exposure can trigger rashes, fatigue, or just general systemic flares, right? Stress, emotional and physical, even like, that stress, there can be good stress and bad stress, but all stress can have an effect. So even if you're very excited about something, excitement is just the flip side of uh like being panicked or scared. It's the same emotion, just you decide which way to take it. So even being excited about something, you're like, oh man, I can't wait to go to Regina. Hi. Long time no see. I hope you're okay. Hope you're doing wonderful. Um, hey Florida, hey Nettie, hey Connie. Um, so even if you're excited about something, you like have a trip coming, you have like some big event coming, and you might flare just off of that stress excitement. Um, Food sensitivities. So like you could need to cut out gluten, you could need to cut out dairy, you could not have a good reaction to just chemicals and processed food in general, and you will never know if you don't experiment with those things. Like I went vegan and my symptoms, like, they are so much more controllable, and I'm so blessed that I went that way and found that little life hack of mine for my specific body. Medication changes, even if you, sometimes they'll change the formula on a specific medication that you've been taking for years, or because of price, switch you from a name brand to a generic or something like that, and that can mess you up completely, and you'll have no idea. Be like, why? What happened? Like, I'm fine. I've been taking this for XYZ years or whatever, and then it's something that you didn't notice. Um, uh, Medication interactions. Um, so I was a dietetic technician for a long time, and a long time for a while. I'm a registered dietetic technician, and I was the one to walk around at that time with a booklet to know what medication interacted with whatever food you're eating, right? So it could be a complication of an interaction you're having for something you're eating. Infections, if you get like a regular degular cold, it can put you into a flare. I used to get cold, bronchitis, pneumonia over and over. I've had pneumonia about 6 times or so. Cold, bronchitis, pneumonia, all the time. So if you know that you got that one thing, that's why keeping your immune system healthy, even though you're taking immune suppressants, keeping your immune system healthy is very important because you still want to have some kind of immune system because once you catch a cold, it can be the gateway to something else. Lack of sleep, if you know me, you know that that is a battle I've been fighting for a while because sleep and me, we're not really homies like that. I don't know. I really am not the best at sleeping when the rest of the world is sleeping, and unfortunately, I got to get up and do things when the rest of the world is awake. So, sleep is very important. Um, it like that's how the immune system your body is building up and breaking down all the time that you are sleeping. Your body at rest is when your body is actually doing a lot of the work. Um, Hormonal changes, menopause, perimenopause, menstrual cycles. Like if you are already exhausted and you have a period and you put that on top of it, that fatigue can be crazy. It can be way different than your regular fatigue that you're getting, which is already an extreme type of fatigue. So remember that. So now I'm going to give you some tips. Something that I really love to do. My mom started doing it when I was growing up, like when I was first diagnosed, and I kind of continued the Rochelle. Hi, Rochelle. Um, look at all my friends. Um, y'all, if you don't know, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Tickety Tockety right now. So if you are seeing me from one of those places, please share. Let somebody know that they're not alone in this fight. So one of the things my mother started doing when I was first diagnosed, and I started picking up later, was taking notes, a flare up journal. So if she noticed, like, what were you doing before this flare happened? How did this flare start? What do you think the origin of this flare is? It's not, your body's giving you signs all the time. It's not crazy to be aware that a flare is coming. So she would, oh wow, my laptop, sorry. She would say, oh, you were doing this before that flare up happened. This was happening before that flare up happened. And I'd be like, what? And she'd be like, I have it all written down. So if you can't do it for yourself, because I know sometimes it slips mind, especially when you're battling with chronic pain, chronic fatigue, that kind of thing, have someone, a loved one that you are close with, write down the things that they noticed beforehand of any flare up, or ask somebody that you trust and care about, like, what was I doing before that? What did I eat? What was I like? Was I sleeping? What happened? It can really, really help you out. Use sunscreen, and not just sunscreen, but like hats. Literally, when I'm like not at my best, I will wear sun sleeves, sun protected clothing. I generally, if I can help it, stay out of the sun during the peak hours. So peak hours are from 10 a.m. until like 3 or 4 p.m. And I guess it could depend on where you live, but where I live in um, Eastern Standard Times, that's my time frame. I don't really go out in the sun. So I've been doing hula classes every morning, so I don't get to go for my walks. I know if you were following me last year I was going on walks in my neighborhood, which is like beautiful woods out here. I was going on walks in my neighborhood every morning, early, very early, because beating the sun is very important because it drains me for the day. You know, like when you're a little kid and you go swimming and you come inside and you're like the hungriest you've ever been and the most tired you've ever been. That's kind of what the sun can do. And then on top of that, skin involvement. My skin is very sensitive. I wear a lot of sunscreen, but also sometimes the sunscreen bothers me. So I wear sunscreen on my face every day, and then body sunscreen, whenever I'm outside or whatever. Um, Prioritize rest. So even not sleeping, rest matters. Your body can receive that rest, even if it's not full on sleep, because everybody knows me is hard. I'm hard to get actual sleep in. So getting the rest, just laying there, just taking deep breaths, and meditation really does help. It counts as, it can be better than sleep. I can't remember the science behind it, but like if you do a 10-minute meditation, it can be like you took a nap. I'm not saying take an actual nap if you're not supposed to be, but like if you do take a nap, that probably isn't bad because it's great. Um, so and like rest is amazing. Um, Make sure you have like some kind of predictability in your day. Like I love to be fly by the seat of my pants, but have like a daily rhythm, especially with your medication and things like that. Um, just have a like your body likes that comfort. Like the stress that you feel when, even though I said like it's good stress, I love to have like a unpredictable day too. Um, your body, it's a hug to your body to be like, okay, I know this is going to happen, this is comforting, this is something good, especially when, especially if there's other things outside of your control, which is most of the things are out of your control. These are things that I'm talking about today that are just things that are in my control, that I really do my best to you know take control of. So as a recovering people pleaser, saying no without guilt, it's it's not the easiest thing for me. I admire people who can just know and you know be good about it. I love that for them. It has been something that I've been working on my whole life. So saying no without guilt because your health comes first. So like if you agreed to go somewhere and now you feel terrible and you don't want to go anymore, please say no. Please prioritize your health and your body. And I know it's uncomfortable sometimes. I know like you don't want to let people down or whatever, but the people you don't want to let down are letting you down, like don't let yourself down. You are the number one people. Okay. um and have a flare kit. So when I travel, I have kind of a flare kit. I have a lot of the vitamins my body likes. I have oregano oil. I have like different rubs and like pain patches and all of that kind of stuff, because I want to have it easily available so that I don't let it go too far. Because sometimes, even though I have a very high pain tolerance, sometimes when you let the pain go farther, like you think you can handle it and you be like, okay, whatever. And then it gets to the point where it's an emergency. You don't want to be looking for anything at all. And I mean, like, if you don't let it go to being an emergency, that'd be great too. But just in my experience, of the way that I function, uh, I have things bagged up, ready to go here, there, everywhere. Have them in my house, have them in my suitcase, ready, because I'm not, once I'm in pain that's too much, or like I feel like a flare could come on, I know what I'm going to take. I have things I take before bed. I have things I take when I wake up. I have like y'all saw it if you were in the beginning of this month when I was traveling. I had one night that was really bad. That was really, I was so tired and uncomfortable and in pain, and my friends all came to like snuggle me because I was just feeling terrible. But I had supplies with me right there, and it was, if I didn't have those, who knows what the rest of the trip would have been like. I literally had a great I really had a great rest of that trip, even though I was really still exhausted. Saying no does take practice. See, I'm learning, I'm doing my best, and build a support team, a support system. That is my last tip and trick for this. Um, Honestly, I will preach it forever for the rest of my life. Like, I really, I really don't know where I'd be without my community, without my support system. It's a soft place to land. It is clarification when you're confused. It is helping you still have goals in a life when it feels like there's no hope. If you don't have the strength to be your own hope, let your community be your hope. They hold the hope for you and just suck you up into it. And I am so blessed and honored to be trusted, to be a part of these people's lives, to help them when they don't know what they're going to do next or if they can do anything. I'm so honored to be someone who they trust with that kind of responsibility, to pull them up when they are down, and vice versa. Like, it is not a small task to be in community with a chronically ill person, because there's a lot of voices telling you to give up and that it's not worth trying and just lay there and be sick, and you don't have any quality of life left, you do. You do. And I'm going to tell you, the rest of the community is going to tell you that you are still capable. You are still amazing. You still have so much life to live. And as I say that, I tear up because there's been so many deaths this month. So many deaths this month. And I'm proud of every single one of them because they were living their lives. They were really doing what they wanted to do, wanted to, accomplish goals, all those things. And I know they would have been so mad at themselves if they would have given up before their bodies actually gave up. So, what a great way to end the podcast. Yes, brand vegan sunscreen. There are several brands. I love Supergoop. Supergoop is a good one. I love to douse myself in oils. So like they have a face sunscreen stick that is basically just like a block of oil that you put on your. It's very nice, very hydrating. It's awesome. I like their everyday sunscreen is also good. And they sell it in like giant containers because I wear sunscreen every day, so it's great. There are others. There are many others. Pacifica is a great vegan brand of sunscreen and makeup. Yeah. So if anybody else has any other questions, please hit me up in the DMs or throw me a comment on Facebook or YouTube or wherever. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I can't believe it's almost over. We have a couple more days. But thank you so much for the people who've been faithfully watching me every day at a random time this year. Y'all are amazing, and I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much. Stay happily healed. Track everything so you can know when your flare-ups are coming. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.